Hi everyone, this is Jet, and today's tutorial is how to make a clutch style woman's wallet. And this design in particular is made for card hoarders, people who just have tons of cards, from gift cards around Christmas time, student IDs, library cards, just lots of different types of IDs, and also club cards from stores you frequent, grocery stores, things like that. And you need a lot of card holders. Well, I'm delivering that. 20 card pockets in this, and also an ID pocket. So to keep your money, you also have hidden pocket here, and hidden pocket here that can hold a checkbook or just more cash. I think you can hold just about everything in this women's wallet. So let's get started on the tutorial. For this tutorial, you will need Velcro or magnet closures, duct tape, and some sort of plastic for the ID slot. So we're going to start off by cutting the inside pockets of the wallet before we make the outside part of the wallet. If you happen to have a cutting board that has 1/2 inches like this, I would use that. This is my preferred type to cut the card pockets on. It really is great. My big blue board only has the inches, but we're really going to be using the 1/2 inches a lot. If you don't have the 1/2 inches, just use a ruler instead and do the best you can. So start by cutting a 4-inch by 8-inch piece of duct tape. When you make this sheet of duct tape, you're going to make the first part 4 inches by 8 inches, but when you flip it over and do the other side, you're going to want to make it a little longer. A little less than a 1/2 inch longer exactly. And this you will later fold over, and that will be the seal. So we're making 2 of these, and keep in mind that on one you want it on the left side, and on the other you want it on the right side. Just something to keep in mind, because obviously we're going to be making hidden pockets, so you want them to be facing different directions. Now we're going to make 10 pockets per sleeve. Now if you want, you could do 2 at a time, because you will be duplicating them on the other side. You can make all 20 pockets at once, or you can make 10 at a time, whatever works for you. I prefer to make my pockets 2 at a time, so I'll show you how to do it with this method. Also with this method, I'm going to be using pastel colors, and with more expensive patterns or colors like this, I like to try to conserve the tape when possible. So on the opposite side, the side that's not going to show, I do it a different color, which is white. This will end up being an accent color and being at the top of each pocket, so keep that in mind. You want your inside color to match, but you might want to use a less expensive color. That's my technique anyways. So for that, you're going to want to cut an 8-inch strip of duct tape, and then peel it up and flip it over. Now take your second color, which is going to be facing front, and place it just on top so that there's just maybe a 1/4 inch of sticky at the bottom. So it should look like this. Now on the white side, go ahead and fold that half over. So it should look like this. Now you can go ahead and cut this in half and then make lots more pockets. at least till you have 10 of them so that you can do the one side, or 20, however you want to do it. Eventually we're going to make 20, so yeah, let's just go pocket crazy. Now go. Okay, so we got 10 pockets ready. And we also got our sheet. So when we place the pockets on our sheet, we want to make sure that we have this little sticky part facing upward, because later that's going to be folded over on top of the card pockets. Start by cutting out 4-inch pieces of whatever your accent color is for every pocket that you're going to be making. So ultimately it's going to be 10 4-inch sheets of duct tape. You could do 8 at a time, that's what I do, and then cut each into 4 pieces. So that'll be 4 1-inch by 4. I'm confused. Sorry, let me just show you. Okay, now I got this. You're going to make 5 8-inch strips of duct tape. Each of those 8-inch strips you're going to cut down the middle both ways so that you have 4 pieces of these. These are going to line the insides and outsides of each of your card pockets. When lining up your card pockets, take your first piece lined up on your cutting mat, and you're going to want to place this 1/2 of an inch down from the top. This is why you want a cutting mat that shows the 1/2 inches. Just like that. And notice you did put sticky side down like this. I'm using this technique I came up with because you need to have the pink facing frontwards, obviously. So let me show you how to do that. First, you line the outside. Just like that. Now, take the card pocket and peel it back to where the bottom of the pink would start. And it should peel back rather naturally to that point. So that'll look like that on the front. There'll be a line. And then with that peeled back, you are going to want to line the inside. Like that. Now, if I was going to have the card pockets be all one color and not have the accent color showing, I wouldn't do that step. I would line the inside first and then the outside, and it's a little less tricky. But in order to have it look just like this, that's what you have to do. Keep in mind when you're laying down these card pockets that you do not want it to overlap the sticky part. So line it up at the very edge and do not allow it to go over when you're cutting. Because I know that there can be some inconsistencies with the length of your card pockets. They might be a little longer than 4 inches exactly. So just as long as you have it lined up on this side, it'll be good. You can't trim this side. You can trim this side though. So it can go over the edge here if you want it to. Or if that just happens. Okay, so line up all the other card pockets until you have all 10 laid down, each 1/2 of an inch down from each other. Okay, now you have all of the pockets laid down. You're going to want to add an ID pocket either to one side or both sides. And you don't want the background to be half one color, half the other. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of tape and cover the background so that I'll have the right color for the ID pocket. I've also been keeping these scraps around so that I have just the right amount of tape to cover it, because sometimes one slice just isn't quite enough. So I like to add a little bit extra below it. Because, you know, ID pockets tend to be a little bit wider than that. So that's what it's going to look like up to this point. You can use these top loader type of ID plastics, or you could use whatever plastic you want. It doesn't matter. Just cut out the shape that you want it into. Take a piece of your accent color and just cut half of an inch off of it so it looks like this, and line one side of your ID plastic with it. And when you're done, it should look like this. Now what's left of that scrap, you're going to want to cut in half like this. And line your ID plastic up at the bottom of your wallet where you would want it to be placed. And trim off the bottom if it's too big. Mine tends to be just 1/4 of an inch too long. I kind of fold it so I can see how much I need to cut off. Now take this piece and line it, on the bottom of this. It should be lined about halfway on the bottom. And now flip this over and place it down. That worked perfect. And then just fold it back up. And it should be lined up like that. Okay, so you're pretty much done with this side. Just take this sticky part now, once you're all done, and fold it over. Now you're going to want to hold down all the pockets the best you can, because they're most likely sticking up a bit. Ta-da! Now you have 1/2 of your women's wallet done. Now you're going to want to do the same exact thing, only make sure that your sticky side is on the opposite side. And it doesn't make a difference when you're actually laying out your main piece, just when you're putting down your cards. So if your sticky side is on the same side, just flip it over and it should be on the right side. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll go on to the rest of the wallet. When you're all done, it should look something like this. Not exactly the same colors or anything, but something like this. I ended up putting a faux pocket on the second piece and a ID slot on the first. If you think you'd like to, you can put 2 ID pockets or no ID pockets. Doesn't really matter. Now we're going to make our main piece. Let me clear off my board first. So your main piece, you're going to want to be 8 inches tall and between 10 and 12 inches long. Definitely no less than 10 inches long. So start off with some duct tape of your accent color. Place it down and then put your main color on the other side. Just make a basic duct tape sheet. Okay, so now you should have an 8-inch sheet by anything between 10 and 12 inches. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. The 10 and 12 inches is just going to be the fold over side section. So if you like it a little longer, make it more like 12 to 13. And if you like it shorter, make it closer to 10. Mine are 10 and a half, as you see here. If it got any shorter, you wouldn't have room for your Velcro or your magnetic closure, whatever you're using. So at this point, you're going to want to cut your accent color, a piece that is as long as your wallet is long, and a piece that is wide as your wallet is wide, which should be 8 inches. Let's start with the sides. So make an 8-inch piece of duct tape. Although, I'm sorry to interrupt. At this point, you might want to decorate. If you're going to put a design on, you can put a design on afterwards, and I'm going to. But this might be the right time to do it if you want to put something cool on the front. Otherwise, continue on to this next step. So with this 8-inch strip that we're making for the sides, you're going to want to cut it into thirds, so 3 pieces equally. And when you have that, take your first piece and find your card piece or your card slots where the lined edge faces inward, and place it sort of on the edge how you would like it. If there's some excess duct tape on the sides, you're going to want to trim it first. Okay, so we're going to have it placed right there. Take your main sheet and flip it so that the outside is facing up. And take this and place it 1/4 of an inch onto it. Like that. Flip it over, and now place this down on the edge and fold inward. Just like that, and it should be able to flop around like that. Now we're also going to want to line the inside, so take another 8-inch strip and cut it in half so that you have these 1-inch by 8-inch pieces, and just place it right there. So now you won't have to worry about your customer's money getting stuck to the inside. Now, your other card pocket should be lined facing. Place it on your mat, and you're going to want to line it up to where there is a 1/2 inch between. So about like that, if you can tell, that's a 1/2 inch. And take one of these 1/3 pieces and just place it along the edge of that. Okay, and keep in mind that you don't want it to cover the sides too much, just about a 1/4 of an inch, so that there's still room for the card pockets. And now take your other 1-inch by 8-inch and cover this edge. Ta-da! Now you have your hidden pockets lined up. All you have to do now is take this piece, your last 1/3 piece, and use it to line this edge. Okay, you're almost done. Now just cut with your accent color a piece that is long as your wallet is long, and cut that in half. Place it first starting with the outside of your wallet facing upward. Now, depending on how much you have to fold it over, you might need to cut a little bit off the top, and I think I'm going to do that. And before folding it over, place it upwards and look to see where your pockets start and begin, and place little cuts there. And fold that over first. Like that. And now fold the rest. Now just do it for the other side. Okay, now just trim up the corners. And you're going to want to add either magnetic closures or Velcro, and for this I'm just going to use Velcro. Take the two rough edges and place it on the corners. Now take the soft edges and place them right on top. Now take your wallet and carefully fold to a close. Now keep in mind when you fold it, you don't want to fold it super tight on the edges because you want it to be just a tiny bit loose, and that'll give the wallet room to expand a little bit when there's a lot of money or cards in it. And that's it. You're all done with your women's wallet. And she has lots of room for cards and an ID slot. And she also has these hidden pockets for a checkbook and her cash. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and comment below if you made this. Like it if you like the tutorial, and if you make a video of your women's wallet using my design, please, I would love it if you submit a video response to this so that I can see it. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you, everyone.